Hello students, today let us again discuss one more chapter from your grammar portion. The name of the chapter is Adverbs and Degrees of Comparison. So as the name of the chapter suggests, first we need to know what is an adverb. In grammar, an adverb is a word typically serving as a modifier of a verb, an adjective, another adverb, a preposition, a phrase, a clause, or a sentence, expressing some relation of manner or quality, place, time, degree, number, cause, opposition, affirmation, or denial. An adverb answers the question when, where, how much, how long, or how often. So in simple words, adverb is a modifier, or it clarifies by giving further information about the subject. So let us understand it better with the help of some examples. First example says, he ran quickly. So you can see over here there is a verb ran, and the word quickly describes the verb ran. How did he run? He ran quickly. So quickly is the adverb which modifies the verb ran. Similarly, the second example says, she spoke softly. The same rule applies over here. How did she speak? She spoke softly. He plays the flute beautifully. He ate the chocolate cake greedily. She truthfully answered the police officer's questions. She lightly dusted the brownies with a layer of powdered sugar. The child ran happily towards his mother. He swam well despite being tired. So all these words, if you focus on these words, you will find out that these words are actually modifying different kind of parts of speech. Basically, these words are giving an extra information about the words, the intensity of it, how much, how long, and so on. So it is very easy to locate adverbs in sentences. Now let us see some more examples of adverbs. Badly, finally, frequently, hourly, never, occasionally, often, rarely, regularly, rudely, hungrily, seldom, usually, weekly, yearly, boastfully, foolishly, hopelessly, jealously, lazily, obnoxiously, poorly, selfishly, accidentally, awkwardly, blindly, deliberately, doubtfully, dramatically, dutifully, enormously, evenly, exactly. All these words act as adverbs in different places, depending on the kind of modification needed in the sentence. And the list doesn't end here. There are many more adverbs. Now, to have a deeper knowledge about adverbs, we need to discuss the various kinds of adverbs available to us. The first kind of adverb is adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner tell us the manner or way in which something happens. He speaks slowly. How does he speak? Slowly. So that's an adverb of manner. Coming to the next one, adverbs of place. They tell us the place where something happens. They looked everywhere. Where did they look? They looked everywhere. So that's an adverb again. The third adverb says adverbs of time. So adverb of time tells us about the time when something happened. He came yesterday. When did he come? He came yesterday. So yesterday is the adverb that discusses or describes the time of the happening. I hope the examples are serving a better understanding purpose. You just need to focus on the name of the kind of the adverb and the example associated with it. So here we can see that adverbs give the answer to how, where, and when. How is manner, where is place, and when is time. Coming to the next kind of adverbs, adverbs of degree. So the word degree tells us to what extent something happened. So it tells us the degree or extent to which something happens. He drove quite dangerously. How dangerously did he drive? Quite dangerously. To a lot of extent, he drove dangerously. Next one says adverbs of frequency. How frequently the action took place. Tell us how often an action takes place. He rarely drinks tea. How often he drinks tea? Rarely. Very, very less. So that is how these kind of adverbs tell us the intensity and the frequency of the act. Now the next kind says relative adverbs. An adverb where, when or why that introduces a relative clause which is sometimes called a relative adverb clause. So that kind of a clause is also known as relative adverbs. So let us see the three areas of focus. The first is when. Gone are the days when I could stay up all night. Using the word when. Where. This is the garden where they took their photos. Why? I have no idea why he called. So these adverbs basically focus on the relation when, where and why with the action and the subject. Next, coming to interrogative adverbs. The word interrogative itself tells us that it is a kind of question. They also have certain words like why, where and when. But the meaning of these words are not as similar to the relative adverbs. There, these words were not asked as a question. Here, in interrogative adverbs, they are asked as a question. Let us see the examples. Why is the garden in such a mess? Question mark. That's a question. Where is your sister? When are you going to grow up? How can you eat a freezer full of pizzas in one evening? So you can understand with the help of the examples that these words are asking a question. They are beginning a question. So these are interrogative adverbs. And finally, we come to the last kind of adverbs, that is adverbs of reason. The word reason tells us that these words are going to give the reason for something that happened. See the examples. Since, thus, because, consequently, lest, so that, in order to. These are certain examples of adverbs of reason. See the examples in sentences. He was left because he was late. Giving the reason. Why he was left? Because he was late. Second one. Since it is snowing, I am feeling very cold. Why am I feeling very cold? Since it is snowing. Raj gets the prize consequently for his best performance. Take the umbrella lest it starts raining. So all these are adverbs of reason as it tells the reason. So that was all about adverbs. Now let us come to degrees of comparison. Now degrees of comparison we have already covered with the help of adjectives. In this chapter we are going to deal with degrees of comparison using adverbs. Let us see what it says. Degrees of comparison of adverbs are positive, comparative and superlative, same as degrees of adjectives. Positive says no comparison. There is no comparison for the positive sentence. For a comparative sentence, you have a comparison between two. And for the superlative, there is a comparison with more than two. So, let us see an example to understand it better. Fast is the adverb. So, let us see how fast changes its degree. Fast becomes faster in comparative degree and fastest in superlative degree. Similarly, bravely is the positive degree, more bravely is the comparative degree, and most bravely is the superlative degree. That is how degrees of comparison act with the help of adverbs. Let us all observe an exercise on comparison of adverbs. The understanding will get clearer with the help of these examples. I speak English more fluently now than last year. So there is a comparison between this year and last year. So two, so that will be a comparative degree. So more fluently. She greeted me most politely of all. So it is a comparison with all, more than two. So it is the superlative degree. That is how the adverbs change themselves. She smiled more happily than before. This girl dances most gracefully of all. Could you write more clearly? Planes can fly higher than birds. Again, there's a comparison, so it's a comparative degree. He had an accident last year. Now he drives more carefully than before. Jim can run faster than John. Our team played worst of all. Comparison with all, so it is the superlative degree, that is worst, which is the superlative degree of bad. He worked harder than ever before. So you can see that the adverbs are changing on the basis of the comparison made. Now this slide shows the position of adverbs. Where can we put adverbs? Adverbs can be put in the beginning position, in the middle position, and in the later position or the final position, depending on the need of the sentence. Like, see the first example. Luckily, nobody got hurt. Unfortunately, we arrived late. So here you can see the adverb has been placed in the beginning as the sentence requires. Okay, it is a comment adverb, so we need to put the adverbs in the beginning. Sometimes, usually, normally, all these words are put basically in the beginning. Sometimes he can be stubborn. Usually we eat out at the weekend. Adverbs of time. Just before the wedding, they split up. Adverbs of manner. Carefully, she opened the box. So all these examples show us that the adverbs have been used in the initial position because that is the requirement of the sentence. And in these kind of sentences, basically we use the adverbs in the beginning. Let us see the cases where the adverbs are used in the middle position. Adverbs of manner. She carefully opened the box. They were seriously injured. So this is again the requirement of the sentence, and on the basis of the requirement, the position has changed. The adverb has come in the middle. Adverbs of frequency. I usually work on Saturdays. She is hardly ever late for class. Most other adverbs. We had just met when he died. I have already seen this film. We use adverbs in the final position in certain cases. Let us see what are those. She always speaks very quickly. She can dance salsa marvelously. Adverbs of place. They met by chance in England. I haven't seen him anywhere. Adverbs of time. It rained quite heavily yesterday. They'll be here soon. So all these places require the adverb to be there in the final position at the end. So that is how we position the adverbs. Coming next is the comparison between adverbs and adjectives. Basically, people confuse between positioning adverbs and adjectives on the basis of their meaning. So this is a comparison which will clarify this confusion. Adverbs, he behaved calmly, whereas adjectives say he was calm when I told him. So calmly is the adverb that describes the behavior of the person. How did he behave? He behaved calmly. See the next example. Your work is beautifully presented, John. And in the adjective form it is, that was a beautiful presentation, John. So here is the difference. Beautifully presented. How was it presented? Beautifully. And this adjective says beautiful presentation. That is the difference. Now, at times, there are cases wherein we come across the same word used with different meanings in different sentences. So here, the chances of confusion gets bigger because the adverbs and adjectives look same or similar, but their meanings are absolutely different. Let us see what they say. You have to bang the door hard to shut it. How should you bang the door? You should bang the door hard. That's the adverb. Now in the adjective form, hard is used this way. This coconut is really hard. You will need a hammer to break it up. So the adverb form says the door needs to be banged hard to shut it. And in the adjective form, the hard word is describing the coconut. So this is the basic difference with the same word hard. See the next one. My company pays me monthly. And in the adjective form, I get a monthly paycheck. So both the words are same, monthly, but the meaning is different. The meaning in the adverb form says that the company pays the person monthly. That means every month. And here in the adjective form, monthly means he gets a paycheck monthly. So that was all about adverbs and degrees of comparison. I would like to conclude this explanation video with a warning. Do not confuse between adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives basically modify nouns or are used after verbs such as be, become, seem, look, smell, taste, etc. Adjectives are not adverbs and adverbs are not adjectives. Adverbs modify or clarify the intensity or frequency of an act. See the example. She walks very elegantly. Adverb of manner, describing how she walks. He wore an elegant suit and a silk tie. Adjective, describing the suit. So adverbs and adjectives are absolutely different. So here the explanation gets over. And now the chapter requires your practice. Practice it well so that the understanding is deeper. And you do not face difficulty in using adverbs. Thank you so much.